You already fucking know. Welcome to episode 2, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's time to read the news again, so let's get it. Let's get it, bro. Time to read the news again. It's the same news, it's the same day. I'll try and find a new one, though. Oh god, the game is just going. The game is going. Ah, why is it?
Indeed. Prosecutor Archie, please continue with proceedings.
Okay, bet. I should be able to read the news now. Oh, any click that I make, it registers. There's really not any good news. Ow, my butt. I'm gonna sit in this fucking chair like all day. I mean, I've gotten up a handful of times. Alright.
Well, you are warned, the young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I wanna be.
Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness.
Are we done with that witness? I didn't even get to cross-examine him.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
There's 2 men.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant. Yes and no, sir. Reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd district of Curio Korekuta. Or I'm Curio Korekuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
There must be diners at the other table the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Oh, is it supposed to be even worse? He's an antique dealer. It sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, the sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that correct?
His voice is fucked.
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier's claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw. At the precise moment the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
What the fuck? Was that a baby?
Unsavory memories of a most disturbing afternoon.
Why is he so bewildered by this thing that he's definitely been holding all day? What the witnesses saw.
I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Wait. I caught him. I'm already catching him. in the lies.
I was on my hands and knees.
Why?
Investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir.
Why? What's the baby cry about? It's gonna drive me nuts.
That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
What times we live in, where an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Yunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down just as I was picking it up. Bang! Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Yunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we've heard, Your Excellency, there's no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my...
Yes! I would like to cross-examine.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
the defense demands its right to cross-examination. I like it when they do that, a little like that.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
How did he know? Because he's standing right there.
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection! The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness.
Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let him beat you. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Why do you move like that? Alright, this is so fucking easy, watch. Oh, I can press them. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Yes!
Oh, it does the thing where you know you got the right answer if the music is good. Oh, also... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Or maybe not. Well, hold on. Wait, was it G's options? Hold on. Is there like a quick save button? There is not a quick save button. Is there really not like an autosave? Really? Oh, F sets it to autoplay story mode. Okay, I guess there's no autosave. So if I guess I'm just like fucked. I can't save scum like I used to.
What are you playing at, cadet? What's the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache.
Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Tisk, what nonsense! What could this print possibly tell us we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, the words just won't come out of my mouth. Oh, don't fucking tell me.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. There's no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Oh, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spill it out would be an insult to the court. Cosimo, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Iesanosa,
Yes, sir. What, sir?
the statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir.
I miss what I said. But no, that just can't be.
Why not, cadet?
Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that's the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
What the f...
What the fuck? Who is that? What? What? Something just popped up from behind his back.
Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Noosa?
Yes, sir. At this junction, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment...
What the fuck? What the fuck? Who is he? Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were
Firmly affixed on the delicious carnival steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Yo, let's fucking go. I got an achievement for that shit. It's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. Yo, he just shit on him, dog. He said, get the fuck out of this court. So this is what being an ace attorney's all about.
But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for the treasure.
Treasure? Oh my fucking god.
Indeed! Hooray, a Rakuman! My prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute?
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, it was the military man I preferred by Oe Treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished. Running around under the table, I was, in case me happened to fall in there, and then it happened.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Oe Treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
Ah, I see.
A lamentable day. The precious Oe Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
We don't have time for 2 trials, big man. You can deal with that later. As I'm sure
everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict in this trial right now.
What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi?
Not your excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing the next statement, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who possibly could have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh.
Very well. The court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, your excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir.
What is he doing here? Why? Who is he? Oh, excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Aido.
It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Aido. Attention! Your father's about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
Yeah, ew. He says shit coming out of his nose.
Even if I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I did myself see.
Furthermore, visual search of the premises at the time confirmed there was only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
There's gotta be something proving otherwise, because I doubt that shit. You mentioned a woman. I don't know how to prove. What the fuck? Is it gonna autoplay? Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts, Sergeant.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection! If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies.
Ugh.
It's evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is
this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel?
Oh, fuck.
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident.
That's so weird.
As can plainly see, there's only one place set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else.
Arg, this doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
I don't know how to prove otherwise. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. Can I look at the first photo again? Yeah, that tracks. Well, let me like... That does not help me at all. I don't know what the fuck. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. Oh fuck, I missed it. Oh, I can just
It would seem we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we've just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Yauchi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now's your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Tisk, rules can be so unbending at times.
Ugh. It's the same response from me. Just a big old ugh. Alright, so I'm not even gonna bother pressing. Well, I'll press yes! It's kind of bullshit. No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it's an undeniable fact that I did blink.
Fucking asshole!
So there you have it.
Have what?
Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Koreikura-san?
Alright, Doug. Oh. I like it when they do that, where like leads into it. That's not gonna help. I clearly need to like prove she was there. I just don't have the evidence to do that. You must have noticed someone else there at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you've been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel like a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught a glimpse of this woman.
Arg. Well, there'd been more people dining there. Someone else would have noticed her. Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Certainly, 2 p.m.'s neither here nor there in terms of the time to eat. Wonder if there's a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was. This was found in the victim's
jacket pocket.
Oh, fuck, evidence.
It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem the victim had an appointment with a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
At a clinic, yes. There'd indeed be reason. There would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation can be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Rinosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it can be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yeah, give me that shit right now. Because I want to fucking read it. If I may, I'd like to ask you to submit that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
The
court has already heard a conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival are of no concern.
Objection! Whether or not they're of concern is up for us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon.
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence.
Very well, the court grants.
It's the evidence.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report
Card to the court record. Oh yeah, let me read that shit. Hold on. What we need now is new clues. Yeah, I had a feeling we didn't have enough. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. So is it there now? I definitely skipped that. Hold on. Oh, I can't even...
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
I don't know what that means.
Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Karikuda-san.
See, I... Hold on. I wish I could fucking read it. What it... Like, what? I don't... I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? All I do is press. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, was dining alone.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
Why didn't we get to... It has to be the fucking waiter, because why didn't they let us cross-examine him? No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible they're all lying. They're probably just mistaken. But if so, why? I'm perfectly honest, I've absolutely no idea. Or if I'm perfectly honest, I've absolutely no idea. I'll press that statement. Why aren't you telling the truth?
What did you say, Cadet?
Clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see Professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's just not a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely.
Oh my... Okay, you know what? Yeah, there's no proof. Excellent work, Rinosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got. The thing that I tried to fucking read like fuck you.
Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it in a bit more
I tried to do that. I tried. You literally saw me try to do it. I'm recording. I tried that, and I'm mad. Press space. You can take a closer. Oh fuck you. Whoa. Whoa. You could have given me that so much sooner. You did not need to wait till now for that tutorial. You're a whole bitch for that. The fuck is happening? Okay, that's a little interesting. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at the medical report card. See what I can do. Oh shit. Open up. What the hell? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Oh, there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps he used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the Western pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. It's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. As a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. I knew I'd find something here. You know why I tried to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not considering that he would have had some kind of surgery that would have prevented him from eating or drinking. I was really thinking it was gonna be some shit where like the waiter cleared the place. I was not thinking of this, but I knew there would be something in here though. So I wanted to fucking read it. Alright, Egg. Alright, Doug. Yeah, run the testimonies back. I probably have to present it here, right?
Yes!
Yeah, I present it there. Well, I think,
What are you bittering, lad? Call yourself a liar?
I wish I could, but first and foremost, I'm the accused. You know, Sky, everyone stumbles their words occasionally. Under the circumstance, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. You could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. You raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, thanks for the advice. Kurekuda-san, this is a medical report belonging to the victim.
I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what's written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection! Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You're not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that's completely irrelevant.
But that's, Remember, Yunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court have heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there's no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have...
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? You really believe that?
What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How can it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted?
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating?
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, it can't.
Kurikuda-san,
Oh, but by what?
as you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally,
There's more?
you have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, has just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner. Yo, what the fuck?
Objection! What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. You just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. The very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Yunosuke? Huh? Yes, most definitely.
So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to the question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z Kai!